up, you guys? Welcome. Oh, my God. Michael might one day, through an unfortunate event, be banned from schools, and I'm going to be very jealous when that happens. I would like to not be allowed within 30 feet of children legally. Be like, no, it goes both ways. They also have to stay away from me. I won't lie. I've had to cut myself out of 2 dresses that I had too much pride to admit I couldn't get myself out of. Those scissors are wrecked. Hi, guys. I'm an actress in LA, which has been hard on the self-esteem. Is anyone here not from LA? Boy, we are the real heroes, I gotta say. You're welcome, LA. We come here and we just get beaten down, but stay. Being an actress in my 30s, I found out, has been like being a divorced man in his 50s. I'm constantly told I'm too old for girls in their 20s. I'm never going to get the cute little ingenue, the high school leading lady mean girl. The only really good-looking role I was offered recently has been Cinnamon. That's a food joke. Hence why I couldn't get out of those dresses. I didn't think you were supposed to get more insecure as you got older. I thought you were supposed to get less insecure. I posted a clip online, and some girl in the comments said, "You must be insecure." I was like, fucking duh. What are you telling truths now? What are you, a bully or a psychic? Of course I'm insecure. We're all insecure. That's a horrible insult. Insults are supposed to be lies that you're afraid of being true secretly. Call me mean. Call me a bitch. Call me a Republican. Then I'll be scared. My dad is more into Bush than a 70s lesbian. And at this point, he's honestly surprised I'm not into either. I didn't even realize I was getting older. I didn't even feel different than these cute little 20-year-old girls until I had a session with my therapist, and I was telling her about the guy I was dating being 10 years older than me, and I was worried about the age gap. I was like, oh my God, I'm dating a man 10 years older than me. The last girl he dated, she was 19, and he was also 10 years older than her. I'm worried there might be some like power dynamic going on here. She's like, no, it's only a problem if it's a pattern. I'm like, exactly. She's like, no, you're not exactly 19. Oh, good. He's not a predator. He's just settling. I've noticed so many changes since I've hit my 30s. Like, I started being more spiritual. The other day, I was walking down the street after a bad day, and I saw 2 teenage girls, probably drunk, riding the same scooter, biff it into the pavement. And I was like, thanks, big guy. I needed that. I have nothing against girls, just so you know, I have nothing against girls who are younger and hotter than me. I just hate them. I can't relate to them. I feel like I'm always in charge of dealing with them. I'm the youngest person working at my gym, so I'm always trying out the new desk girls. They're always like hot 19, 20-year-olds, and I'm like, okay, let me check your references. One of them goes, you look like a roller derby extra from Whip It. I was like, that was excellent. You're hired. You got my vote. I'm taking you straight to HR. I never realized until I got just beyond my 20s how annoying we sounded trying to give everyone advice like we know anything at all. Because now the 20-year-olds at my gym trying to tell me how to keep a man happy. To me, them giving me advice is like watching a toddler crawl towards a hot stove. I'm like, I want to stop you before you get burned, but I also want you to get just singed enough to learn something. My very first acting job, I was like, oh my God, it's all happening. I'm in my 20s, my life is ahead of me, and I was cast in the role of the younger version of a 50-year-old woman who in real life was going through a horrible divorce. And I remember riding in the van with her to set, giving her every self-help book quote imaginable. And later at lunch, I saw her journal open, and it said, I hate Maxi. And I was like, oh my God. She's journaling. Good for her. Go, girl. You go, girl. I've even found freaky maternal instincts kicking in. That's where I know I no longer relate to 20-year-old girls. I was going into the bathroom at my local coffee shop when this teenage girl comes out. I see she's left it an absolute mess. And I'm like, you get your ass right back in there, Missy, and clean that up. I just feel like, you're not a kid anymore. At that point, you're a teenager. You can be a real person. You can talk to strangers. She scuttles away. And then I realized I didn't really give her incentive to want to talk to strangers, but that's on me. It's been unsettling, hasn't it? Reaching an age where you realize there's certain things you can't do anymore. I get made fun of because I still can drink dairy. I still love milk. And people will be such dicks about it. They're like, oh, milk. Oh, that's for baby cows. You're not supposed to have that as a fully grown adult. That's not for fully grown adults. I'm like, neither is Forever 21, Alyssa. I drink milk because I need the strong bones to fight off the haters. It's not natural. It's not natural. Okay, if you really are such a natural kick, you don't go to oat milk, you go to Elizabeth. All right, that's fine. I do know for some friends, some of you guys might not be able to drink milk, and I get it. It's not a choice. It's not a choice, but it is a lifestyle I heavily disagree with. My friend Arun explained to me she could only have vegan cheese, and I'm like, you're an abomination in the eyes of God, but okay. We can still be friends, but there is a camp I'd like you to go to. Doing dairy after your 30s is like partying. Some of your friends just can't do it anymore. You're listening outside the bathroom like, yeah, she can't handle her lactose. I found out the hard way that I can't go surfing. We live in LA. I tried it. I thought I'd give it a try. I stepped on a stingray and it stung me. It went, shoot, stung me, and it hurt so bad. It was like, get off me, fat ass. And I was like, oh, that hurt right here. I think that's where it got Steve Irwin, too. You can die of heartbreak. I never realized my body awareness was so fragile until that moment. Because the first moment I stepped on that stingray, I thought, oh, no, I might never be able to go surfing again. And then my next thought was, oh, no, I should never have been surfing in the first place. Surfing is not for certain people. There's hobbies that are just not meant for the white folks. Me complaining about surfing being dangerous is like me complaining about lacrosse being dangerous. The people who invented it did not want us doing it. Honestly, they're hoping it kills us. It's like when you steal someone's food and then complain that it's spicy. We're like, it's not for you. I admit it was on my bucket list, and that was the worst thing to do. Bucket list items. We all have the mistaken assumption that bucket list items are things you want to do before you die, right? No. Bucket list items are things you have to be prepared to die before doing. So if it happens, you're like, well, it's my time. Take me. So many of my friends are like, oh, stand-up is on my bucket list. I want to do stand-up. It's on my bucket list. I go, oh. Have you ever bombed before? Because you're going to want to kill yourself. Be ready. Thanks, you guys, for not making me scratch that off my bucket list tonight. I've been grappling with, now there's options for looking younger, and people go, oh, you could do something about the things you're insecure about. And I don't have the money, frankly. I think eye cream is like prayer. Pretty much a scam. Pretty much a scam by people who want money. You don't know whether it worked or not till the very end. You might never know whether or not it worked. I look at so many women in LA who get plastic surgery or filler, and some of them get really good work done, but I basically view women looking 20 years younger than they are either as proof that there is a God or proof that there definitely is a devil. J-Lo did not get that way without trading her soul to the underlord. Even when it goes well, that's the situation. Or when it goes badly. You ever seen a woman where you're just like, oh, girl, you got tricked? Mostly, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. I'm too cheap. If I'm going to look like shit, I'm going to look like shit for free. Okay? I'm smart. To be fair, I would trade my soul to look 10 years younger, but I went to the plastic surgeon. He was like, we only accept Blue Shield, so that wasn't an option. I think it's creepy, though, when guys make their girlfriends get plastic surgery. It just weirds me out. It grosses me out. I feel bad for women who go along with it because they'll go in. Some of them get altered to look like dolls. Like, ugh. You know, you've seen that. And it's like, oh, what kind of guy is going to want that when he could have a real doll? It always creeps me out, the boyfriend who goes in to get his girlfriend plastic surgery, and he's the one consulting with the doctor. And he's like, yeah, can you do something about her lips? Doctor's like, what do you want done? Sew them shut. You guys, it is a crazy pants world we are in right now. It is so much chaos. You know what week is coming up. It is my period. It is a crazy world, and it's been this way for the last couple of years. We've gotten so used to things being dark that it's like, okay, a couple of years ago, you go up to someone and be like, how are you? And if you were like, not so good, we'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's wrong? Now you go up to someone, you're like, oh, how are you? They're like, not so good. You're, oh, what should we have for lunch? The sign of it is how hard it is to get care anywhere. I tried to go to the urgent care. Has anyone been to an urgent care recently? Our healthcare system is fucked. God, the urgent care is like a restaurant where the waiter can keep you waiting for 4 hours and you still have to be grateful by the time they come to you. Just like, I'm so thankful that my foot is still attached to my body. And we can't even complain about healthcare because like the doctors and nurses, they're all doing the best we can. They come over, they finally see you, you're pissed, you want to talk to the person in charge. They're like, well, the last customer just died on the table, so forgive us. All right, not a lot of restaurant workers in here. That's fine. The world is a scary place. I keep getting made aware of the fact that I'm a female in a men's field. And it's like, look, you're going to see a lot of male comedians on the stage tonight, and I'm just like them. It's just more impressive when a woman does it. I don't know what to tell you. I drove here the same way that they did, but backwards and in heels. It was pretty dangerous. They saw me in reverse on the 405. They're like, watch out! It's a woman driver. What troubles me is sometimes we still don't sound equal for all the strides we've made. I know, I'm getting edgy, you guys. We still don't sound equal, and it only hits me sometimes when guys are trying their best to be supportive. We had an incident in the comedy community. I don't know who knows. It's fine, but it translates to other places where a male comedian attacked a female comedian, hit her in the head with a water bottle. An overwhelming response of support. It was so lovely. How many of my guy friends reached out to be like, oh my God, that never should have happened. But then the way they continued on seemed more backwards than I'd like. They'd be like, oh, such a large, physically developed man should never have laid hands on a poor, weak, defenseless creature like that. Such a large, strong, muscular, established man should never have put his hand on a poor, weak, defenseless, dainty, fragile little creature who doesn't know her way in the world, who really doesn't know what's going on, needs someone to protect her. I'm like, can you just hit me? They're like, she'd be safer in the kitchen. Mental illness is everywhere. It's scary because I find it hard to gauge what mental illness is harmless and what is a problem because I'm an extreme sucker for a compliment. Like if you're weird and mean, I'm like, oh, you're obviously a problem. But if you're weird and nice, I'm like, oh, you're obviously a delight. I was shopping in Goodwill and a guy comes up to me off the street and goes, you're gorgeous, you're stunning, you're beautiful. And the cashier comes over and goes, ma'am, is this man bothering you? And I was like, not at all. A guy slipped into my DMs I didn't know. He's like, I've been watching your clips for 3 years now, and I can tell without a doubt just through the screen, your very essence vibrates through to tell me that you are feminine, you are ladylike, you are class, you are the very picture of a lady. And I was like, oh my God, this guy gets me. Thanks, you guys. I've been Maxi. Have a great night.